Well, we certainly have an interesting turn of events here. Dangerous Animals, new film, 2025, running an hour and 38 minutes. Occasionally feeling a little bit longer than that, but not detrimentally so. Now that's the interesting part. We have a film directed by Sean Byrne, who hasn't directed a film in 10 years. Strange. We have a film that's written by somebody whose first film writing credits come from this year, and he's got exactly 2 on his resume. Okay. We've got a performance by Jai Courtney, whom I haven't seen anything in at least 10 years, who's generally regarded as bland as hell, probably putting in the best performance of his career, at least so far as I'm aware, based on my own personal experience and the things that I've heard since I last saw him in a film. So, what is the plot synopsis of Dangerous Animals? Well, according to IMDb, we say when Zephyr, interesting name, a savvy and free-spirited surfer, is abducted by a shark-obsessed serial killer and held captive on his boat, she must figure out how to escape before he carries out a ritualistic feeding to sharks below. It's a very interesting premise, and you put all this stuff together, and the most interesting aspect I can draw from it, why I say it, is this is the first Hollywood film I've seen in a long time that actually manages to create tension. Puts Jai Courtney in the best performance I've ever seen him in, or heard of him being in. Manages to be entertaining, and is predominantly a pretty damn solid thriller. How all these events and aspects, pieces of the puzzle came together to make this happen, I don't know or care. I do care that apparently this success is not going to be so because the studios decided to put it into a very limited release. I usually go to Cinemark theaters. I have 2 relatively locally, one 3/4 of a mile away, one the next city over. Even got an email from them saying, hey, get a ticket opening weekend, get some bonus points for your movie club membership. I'm like, sure. I saw the trailer, I'm in. I go in. No showtimes locally for me whatsoever in the Cinemark theater. I had to go to the next town after that to find another theater, a Regal theater, that I could actually go to see this film. Hi, kitty. And there we have it. I went, extra mileage, extra gas, extra time, extra money for a ticket because I don't have a membership to this particular theater and it costs considerably more. Was it worth it? Absolutely. This was a wild ride. It was entertaining, it was engaging, it was thrilling, and the suspense was pretty consistent. That it did a great job portraying its characters, even though the whole time I was really worried that we were going to end up with another unstoppable girl boss. Didn't necessarily happen. Now, this girl was pretty damn awesome and pretty damn hot. So basically, this movie stars a far hotter Jennifer Lawrence. What does that mean? Well, she does actually resemble Jennifer Lawrence, but she blows her out of the water as far as looks go. And her name be Hassie Harrison. Also co-starring Josh Houston, who plays her, for lack of a better term, love interest. And I kept having to remind myself throughout this entire movie, okay, yeah, she's borderline girl bossing and everything else, not always successfully. So that's where I drew the line. But I started hearkening back to the horror movies of yesteryear, the classics that most horror movie fans love, almost always have a final girl. And it's really no different in this case. She goes through some shit and she comes out of it not always the best, or much often the worst for wear, right? She is, and as I said in the synopsis, she's this free-spirited kind of living out of her van person, and Jai Courtney's character, Tucker, likes to prey on tourists and people who will not be missed. He runs this little, hey, come swim with the sharks in a cage outfit, takes people out in the ocean, and when he finds females he deems that are going to be good criteria for him to disappear, he abducts them and basically makes shark food out of them and records it as if it was a Hollywood feature for his amusement. Clips little bits of hair, makes lures, little souvenirs, and essentially turns them into home movies for his own entertainment purposes. His mistake is when he ends up grabbing the wrong woman, and not necessarily just for the fact that, you know, she's pretty capable of taking care of herself. This woman actually has someone that she met the day before, developed a connection with, and this guy isn't so willing to accept that she's just dropped off the face of the earth, and he starts his own little investigation of where she disappeared to when the local cops aren't willing to help, and throws a little monkey in the wrench in Mr. Tucker's plans, which allows her opportunities to, you know, step up, and between the two of them manage to accomplish something. No spoilers. It was a fun time, a wild ride. I enjoyed it. I had some good cringe, like, moments that, you know, you want to get out of one of these kind of movies. I'm giving it some dumb recommendation. I'm happy with it. Wouldn't mind owning it. Wouldn't mind watching it again. Weird. So, there it is. Have you seen Dangerous Animals? Are you planning on seeing Dangerous Animals? Do you have any opinions about Dangerous Animals? Word box below. Let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.